Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday Fun Day. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm hoping that this time of day might be better for most, but for sure, it definitely is going to be better for me, just with some new plans that I have going on Sunday mornings. So I hope you will still join me, no matter what, if you cannot make it during the evening. We welcome you to catch the replays throughout the week. So for those of you who are new to Sunday Fun Day, I'm Trisha Shalo with Just for the Love of Stamping. And what I do each week is I focus on a technique, a stamp set, something to do with Stampin' Up, to share ideas and inspiration. I will share a quick Facebook Live video, kind of highlighting what that all is, maybe show you some sneak peeks from some upcoming classes. And then I'll post usually between 4 to 7 other tips and tricks that you can kind of look back to, plus take a look at the projects closer up on Just for the Love of Stamping Facebook page. Plus, these will be downloaded or over into YouTube as well. So for those of you who have friends, crafty friends who maybe aren't on Facebook, you can share those with them through YouTube. So I'm gonna flip my camera over. I just want to say hello to you first, and then I want to share with you some tips and tricks for using your StazOn Ink. So that's what we have going on today. So with Stampin' Up, these are some of the products, the stamps, the ink pads. These are actually solvent ink pads that Stampin' Up offers. Of course, the ink pads, the ink refills, and then there's a special cleaner specifically for this ink. And reason being is this isn't a water-soluble ink like our classic ink pads. This is a permanent ink, and thus has a special heavy duty cleaner to help kind of clean those stamps. And then, as I mentioned, there's ink refills for the two colors. So we've got a jet black and a saddle brown. And that'll be kind of another episode to take a look at the different ink pads, especially in black that Stampin' Up has. There are the StazOn pad, and then as well as the Memento pad, and they both have different purposes. But for today's session, we're going to focus on the StazOn. So before I actually get started, I'm going to share with you one cute little project using the StazOn in black. This was actually a very cute idea dear Kira decided to have to decorate up our prizes. So for Stampin' Bingo, for those of you who aren't familiar, we have a bingo night once a month, and there's usually some fun product, either a stamp set or some other goodies in your bingo bag. But when we kind of go to earning the prizes, I'm always wanting to show this off, and I'm constantly lifting the cute little tags. So Kira's like, Mom, you need to have a translucent tag. Thus the reason for this cute holiday tag, which happens to use the holiday stamp that's part of this stamp set, the well-defined. So super cute tag, again, using the StazOn Ink, and I'll show you a little more of that in a sec. But I just wanted to highlight for you the stamp set because this is going to be the next class, which is on October 1st for card nights, where we make a bunch of cards, 4 cards using this stamp set. So you'll get this stamp set along with some other fun ideas. And in fact, I do have one of the cards made already. Here's a sample because I'm thinking one for all seasons, because there's just so many fun ideas with this card or with this stamp set. But that's one of the cute cards. So I hope you can join me for that. But I also hope you love that idea of the translucent tag. So, well, I'm actually on that idea of the translucent tag. I want to show you this. So we're getting into the spirit of Halloween. This is one of the 6x6 grid papers that I've just laminated. It has nothing to do with the StazOn. I'm just using this as my surface so that I don't crash my surface below. But here is another cute tag. So this was ones that were used for the Halloween theme bingo. Isn't that cute? So this next bingo is going to be Fancy Fall. You won't want to miss that. It's October 16th, I believe. It's that Saturday, middle in the month. So yeah, check that out. But I want to show you that tag because it's super, super cute. Oh, and then I want to share this project. So this was a project that my stamping friend Kim had made me. Isn't that super beautiful? So again, the Stampin' Up, the StazOn ink pads, they're made to go on non-porous surfaces. So such as plastic, like the tags that I've given you. So these are on the acetate paper, but non-porous also is like these ceramic blocks or wood or metal. So, or glass even. So that's kind of the intent for this type of ink. And I just wanted to show you how beautiful that is in bold, that jet black ink makes that look. So there's another idea for using your jet black. Now, I wanted to share with you quickly this metallic ribbon. So this is metallic mesh ribbon. So this is one of the products Stampin' Up! Has that actually works wonders with this ink pad. So I just wanted to show you how you can quickly turn this mesh ribbon into black as opposed to silver metallic. So all I'm going to do is just rub through, and of course I've got an end piece here of my ribbon, but I'm just going to pull it through and drag it like so. I'm just going to get both ends, and look how cool that looks. Now this definitely looks way more Halloween-y than silvery. I don't know if you can see that, but it's completely converted that to black. But you still get some of the glistening because, of course, unless I absolutely saturate it, I'm not going to get every single piece of the silver, but that's what makes it look cool because it's still kind of sparkly. So you can do that. Again, you're going to want to just set it aside just for a minute or two. It does dry fast, but it is kind of sticky. As you can see, I'm getting it all over my fingers. Now, I know that this isn't the best thing probably for my skin, and some of you health professionals might kind of slap my wrist, but this is some rubbing alcohol, and this is what I use to clean up my little oopsies or my little messes as I'm cleaning. So that's just a little tip. You may want to kind of quickly go wash your hands after, or use some what am I trying to say? Hand cream, just to soften it. But then to clean up your mess, it works wonders. Now I'm going to post a video again a little later on, kind of showing you some other cleanup moves. But I just wanted to quickly share with you how easy that is to clean up on plastic, right? If any of you guys ever buy from my BOGO sale, my garage sales, any of my stamp sets, I usually write the price right on the stamp set. This too is how you would clean those, just with some rubbing alcohol and a cotton pad, and you're good to go. So we did that black mesh, but I just want to quickly show you with the brown ink. Now this is so fun. I don't know if any of you guys have tried this yet, but this almost, not quite, it's kind of like a cross between copper and gold. Let's see if I can, the light just isn't doing it justice in here. But as it dries, it looks very goldy and coppery. So there you go. There's another fun color to use with your StazOn ink. And now, as I mentioned, I'm just going to do a quick clean here, only because I'm going to need this as a background for some of my other stuff I'm doing. Now, of course, if I was near a sink, I'd probably just quickly run this through. But because I'm on camera, we're not going to do that. I'm trusting. I have faith in my rubbing alcohol to rub this clean. And even if it doesn't come out perfect, you know what? This is my Halloween mat. I'm okay if it doesn't come out perfect, but I think with a few applications, it will come. It's just that it's moving it around. Here. Okay, good to go. So that is that little trick, but I do want to show you one more, something fun, something fabulous. So I'm going to again use an acetate sheet. I'm trying to see where I've tucked them all. Here we go, right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out some of my blends. Now I'm showing this because I'm just giving you a quick glance as how I made the background for this particular card. And so all I'm doing is taking my blends and running it through. So blends are alcohol inks as well. You see my black, doesn't quite look black, it almost looks navy, doesn't it? And then I'm adding some color. This is the dark Blackberry Bliss color. And then I'm gonna add some pumpkin pie. Now, as you can tell already, I've been using my rubbing alcohol. I'm actually really obsessed with rubbing alcohol. And not just rubbing alcohol, but those of you who know me know that I'm obsessed with spritzers. I love using them on everything. And in fact, our last team little gathering, that was the little gift I gave everyone, was a little spritz bottle with, of course, some ink to put in it. So here's the spritz bottle right here. And what I'm about to do is I'm just going to squirt. This is full of rubbing alcohol, that same rubbing alcohol that I showed earlier. And I'm just going to spritz and not saturate it fully, but I am actually going to give it quite a bit just so that it can start kind of moving around. And then what I'm going to do is just let it flow, kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, almost like lava flowing. I want to get as much as possible kind of down to that end, move it over, but then I'm going to start to roll it back. And then I'm just going to set that aside to dry. Look how cool that looks from a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I just want to quickly share that technique because I know a lot of you will be saying, oh, how did you do that? That is what I did, but here is the dry version. Has come out and it looks like this. Is that not super cool? I just love it. To me, it's kind of like Halloween-y, which is a time of year that I love to craft and decorate for. And in fact, mark your calendars for World Card Making Day, October 2nd. I'm participating in a virtual World Card Making Day, and I'm sharing techniques using the acetate and Halloween cards, which I hope you will love. So I'm just going to trim this down. Actually, I want to trim this down to 5, except I want to leave a little bit of that yellow in the top. So I'm going to flip it over just so I can trim it down to 5 and 3 3/4. So I just kind of want that as a card front, like so. Was that not super cute? But now this is where the magic happens. Now we're going to use our StazOn. And let's see. Yeah, I want to use Halloween. And in fact, maybe this will be one of the cards as part of that card night. And so now that, because this is all dry, and I did let this dry overnight, well, at least 4 hours, but it's beautiful effect. Play with your blends, play with your acetate sheets, but best of all, have your StazOn ink ready to go. And I am just going to stamp in the bottom right corner in StazOn. So because this is plastic, this is why I need the StazOn ink, right? Because it's not a porous paper, it's plastic, it's just sitting on top, and I want this ink to dry, and it will dry right on this plastic. And just like that, Halloween. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I will post the finished project, the finished card, in Just for the Love of Stamping, so be sure to check that out. It will be fabulous. But again, I just wanted to show you, you don't have to leave your acetate plain. You can definitely color it up, make it super fun. So I hope you enjoyed that particular technique. Let me show you another one. Now I've did something just a little bit different, where I had colored all of that acetate, but then I erased some of it to make a fun background. So again, that is in the video I'll be posting here in a little bit. I hope you enjoy that, but that's just another fun card using acetate. And then, oh, this one is oh super cute. Okay, so I just love stamping on acetate. So what I've gone and done is I pre-made this card using the Banner Year stamp set. Oh, this is just so cute. I've been using it so much. I'm sure you guys are all getting sick of it, but I think it's so cute. So I've gone ahead and I've mounted it to my card front. I've added some fibers and a little bit of that metallic thread that I'd already dyed in the saddle brown. But I'm going to go ahead and use that settle brown again. And I'm going to stamp some acorns. So I've got some acorns on there like this, tap, tap, tap. And I'm just going to gently put it down and lift it. Now, the thing is, look, not all of my ink, I don't know if you can see that, but it left a little bubble. Now I can dare to do it again to try and get that rest of that ink off my stamp, but it kind of made a little bit of a mess. It's not too bad, but let's see. This ink pad is super juicy. I had it stored upside down. That's how I store my ink pads, is upside down so that the ink pools to the top. However, this one being so new, I've only used it, I think, once. It's very, very juicy. And so again, tapping once, trying not to jolt it so it doesn't smudge. Oh, that one smudged. Okay, this is going to be a mess. So this isn't going to be very good for what I want to show you. But again, I will post the final card so that you can see. Stamp. You just have to do it slow and careful. Stamp down and then lift so that it doesn't smudge. Okay, no matter what, I made a mess. But guess what? Remember I showed you how to clean? Yep, I'm pulling out the cleaner to give this a quick wipe so that I can do it all over again. So anyways, no mistakes. If there are, they're easily fixable. So I guess that is my tip. Just make sure you have rubbing alcohol on hand to help clean that acetate. Okay. So then when it comes to cleaning your stamps themselves, I like to use this pad. So this is my foam pad. It is moist. And this is where the StazOn cleaner comes in. Now you can try and use the regular cleaner with this. However, it does not do a very good job. It'll take off some of the ink, but not a lot. In fact, some of the times it doesn't even lift at all. So I do use StazOn cleaner and I just let that sit for a second or so, just so that it can lift off. Now you'll see people say that they don't actually recommend the StazOn cleaner for the photopolymer. However, I find it's the only thing that will actually clean my stamps. Water and a microfiber cloth don't work. I can't use the other things, but this works just fine. And I've actually been doing this using the StazOn cleaner for quite a few years, and I don't find that it's wrecked or deteriorated my stamps. But again, remember, it's not recommended on the photopolymer, and no matter what, they're going to stain. But I find if I put some of this on, leave it a while, the stain will actually come off, and I've had no issues. But that's just my opinion. Do it at your own risk. So that's how you clean that. So let me just show you another card that I did just like that one, which is this cute pumpkin card. And look, when you lift it up, the faces come off. So it's just to give it a different look. You can see kind of the glossiness of the transparent paper. And then of course, Happy Halloween underneath. I just think that's super cute. Okay, and then one last quick peek before I let you go. Remember I said I'm part of World Card Making Day. So I'm putting together a fun little card mini album, and you'll see all the step-by-step instructions. So you'll want to check that out using the super cute, the cutest Halloween, and of course the cute Halloween paper all together to make this fun little translucent card, which is turned into a mini album. I don't have it done yet, but stay tuned. Again, that's all using StazOn stamped on the card. So check that out October 2nd. Anyways, that's all I have for you today with regards to the StazOn inks. I hope you got some tips. And like I said, I'll be posting other little tidbits throughout the evening. So check it out, leave a comment. And thank you so much for joining me today. Bye for now.